Hey guys, it's been a minute. Big news. I've been gone because my wife had a son, and it's mine. Yay. Just kidding. But we got a lot to cover today. If you've been following me on X, this has been some really fun developments, but I want to talk today about a lot of people being disappointed with Donald Trump. The whole point of removing Roe was to kick everything back down to the states. The states have policing authority over their citizens. They determine what homicide is. If you murder someone, it's going to be the state of Mississippi versus you. It's going to be the state versus the defendant. It is not a federal issue. And that's what people really need to realize when it comes to abortion. Trump has been very clear that he has been a federalist on a lot of issues. Take COVID, for example. Trump didn't shut down anything. The federal government has no authority to do so. What did he do? He got the 50 governors involved, and he went to the governors and said, these are kind of the guidelines, do with it as you will. And each state responded differently. This is how our society works. So when it comes to Roe v. Wade and Dobbs, you got what you asked for. This is what you asked for. We got to deal with it. The problem is, we're like the Joker in The Dark Knight. I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't even know what to do with it once I got it. That's where we are as Christians. A lot of people, we got what we asked for. A lot of people never thought they'd see Roe gone. They never thought it in their lifetime. How many people, it was going to be, 2022 when science finally caught up to what the Bible's been saying. Babies can understand things in the womb. They have cognition. They have all this stuff. It was going to take science to catch up to what we believe. But no, we got it now. We got it in 2022. No, sorry, 20, whatever. Whenever it was. It was soon. The point is you got it now. And now we don't know what to do with it. A lot of states, I'll give you this, a lot of states had provisions in there that if Roe was to be repealed, certain abortions, many abortions, they would be on the wayside. Hooray, hallelujah. But that's only like maybe a dozen to 20 states had those automatic provisions set in. Okay, that's great. Now, what a lot of abolitionists complain is that, these provisions didn't go far enough because now you have abortion by mail, where you can buy a pill and you never have to go see a doctor or anything like that. Yes, that's another thing we got to deal with. But hey, we got what we asked for. The fight is at the states. We need to fight there. Which brings us to the new problem, Arizona. Arizona has a provision that outlawed abortion prior to Arizona becoming a state. They were still a territory. Those are still statutory laws that are on the books. They're through the assemblies of each state. You see them all the way throughout westward expansion. Arizona has provision that bans abortion. What does the GOP do? They're bad. What do they say? We need to fix this. We put in provisions a few years ago that actually prohibit and do all this and regulate it to this level. We need to somehow undo this older law in order to allow more abortions. And then, of course, today you see that Donald Trump is asked about it. He says, it went a little too far. I've always been for exceptions on rape, incest, blah, 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 health of the mother. Bad Trump, bad GOP. But, hey guys, you can always count on the Dems to be wonderful. So what do? They are storming the state house. They're complaining. They're protesting. They're going into Arizona saying, there's blood on your hands because some women might possibly be injured by having to go to full term, whatever. You can always count on the Dems to be who they are. And if there's anything that'll turn the GOP and Trump away from their bad position with exceptions, it's the Dems pushing too hard. And I think that's where we are. While they may not be in the right position right now, they may be in some point because how hard the Dems push. Kind of the same issue with, trans and grooming in schools. Now, here's the problem I've found with a lot of folks. A lot of people expect Donald Trump to be Jeff Durbin. He's not. He's behind a lot of people he's about 20 years behind the pro-life movement, which is already 10, 20 years behind the abolitionist movement. You need to be able to get to Trump and realize that he's an old man whose interactions with pro-life and the abortion issue have been through power brokers in D.C. who have been pro-life, and that's how he interprets the issue. If you want him to be more like Jeff Durbin and you want him to be an abolitionist, you're going to have to be bigger than just a sliver of people. And a lot of people are going to be offended by that. Oh, there's a lot of abolitionists. Yeah, there are, but versus 330 million Americans, you're still a sliver. So there's a lot of work to be done, which brings us here. All state houses are pretty bad. The reason I say this is because you got what you asked for. All of our coding, all of our programming from kindergarten forward, K through 12, it says DC is very important, DC is very important, DC is very important. Write your congressman. Schoolhouse Rock, how a bill becomes a law. All these things, DC, DC, DC. A lot of people have neglected the states. Your state congressmen, they are not statesmen. They are not John Adams. They are not Alexander Hamilton. They are a realtor. They're an investor. They're a lawyer. These are the people that are writing laws about abortion. And most of them don't even care about it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Most of them don't care about it. Yeah, there's going to be 1,000 or so state reps, more than 1,000, sorry, across the United States. Most of them don't understand civics. Most of them have never read Plato's Republic. Most of them don't even care. They want to know where the highway is going to be drawn so that they can buy the land and then get eminent domain to pay for it, or the state to pay for it through eminent domain. They don't care about these issues. 99% of the time they don't. That's not what they're there for. Anyways, my point is, as Christians, you need to take a different approach. So I was listening to Elon Musk talk about George Soros. And George Soros has this great idea. Everyone kind of hears how he's owning all of these district attorneys, these DAs, and basically they are allowing the lawlessness to happen in America. What George Soros realized, and I've kind of known this for a while, working local elections and even working national elections, that it's really, really inexpensive to win at the local level. And Elon Musk explains, George Soros has this calculus, if you will. The cost it would take to buy a congressman can buy him a state house. Because congressmen, there's so much money flowing into DC, flowing into those PACs, flowing into the committees, the party committees. It's very expensive to enact change through DC. For that same ROI, for that return on investment, you could own Austin. Imagine that. Second largest state in the union. For the same cost as owning 5 congressmen, you could own Austin. And people say, oh, that's absurd. Well, is it? Think about it. So a lot of people don't realize that it takes money to win elections. It does. But at the state level, instead of being a 1 in 2 million vote for a congressman, you're a 1 in 50,000 vote. So the investment costs to get 50,000 votes, you don't even need that. You only need 50% plus 1. The cost of the investment is a lot cheaper. And if you're from the South, or if you're especially from Texas, where we have such low voter turnout, historically low compared to the other 49 states, your dollars go a lot further in local elections in Texas. So my proposition is that if you want to be healthy and help further along the issues, and we all do, we all want to see abortion abolished. We will someday. I believe that. If you want that to happen, you need to start shaping up and fighting in the state houses. It's a lot cheaper than fighting at the national level. Plus, because of Dobbs, the feds can't do anything with it anyways. Even if you were to have a 14th Amendment argument go before the Supreme Court saying that all lives, preborn lives, matter, and DC actually upheld it, it would still be the states that have to write the policing laws, the statutory laws that manage how to interpret the SCOTUS ruling or even a national law. Imagine if you get that through Congress with all the Democrats and the rhinos that live there. So no matter what, the fight's going to be at the state level, guys. And so even if you were to get something from the Supreme Court, the states are the ones that have to enact it. They have to write the laws that comply with the SCOTUS. And so the fight is always going to be here. And so that's why you guys need to get in shape. You need to realize that that's where the fight is. That's where you need to be focusing your time and money and your effort for. And if you have any questions on how to fight in this realm, contact me. I got a lot of good ideas. And I've done it before. So anyways, that's all I got today. See you all around.